Good morning, students. I welcome you all for the Sheba Group of School online class. I am really very happy to be with you once again. Now we are in the 5th unit. Prose we are already completed. Now we are going for the poem A Father to His Son, written by Carol August Sandburg. So he has written this poem for us. So father and son relationship is very, very important for each and every one. So some people what they think, the father as their enemy. So father and son, they love. You have to love your father, and the father, he will automatically has a attitude to love his son. So here he talks about, and he gives us some advice as a father, what I have to do to my son. So he is giving his ideas. So let us go to the author. It's on page number 163. The photograph is given here. So his poetry is the opening and closing of a door. So if you want to read a poetry, what happened? Leaving those who look through to guess about what was seen during a moment. So only one moment you can see the whole thing, the beauty of this world. So it's like that. So to know about a person, everything. So that is the word of the definition which is given by Carol for the poetry. Sandburg was born at Galesburg, Illinois, so USA, to parent of Swedish ancestry. So they came from Sweden and now they have been settled down at USA. Carol August Sandburg, January 6, 1878, and he lived till July 22nd, 1967, was an American poet, writer and editor. So he is a very good American poet who writes about America. So whenever you have been staying in a place, so what happened, you should know everything, the climatic condition, the nature things, all these things. So he talks about the good and the honor of America. And he is a very good writer, and he is also an editor for magazines. He won 3 Pulitzer's Prize, so that is the highest award. 2 for his poetry and 1 for his biography of Abraham Lincoln. So he is the first president of USA. So he has written the biography of his whole history of Abraham Lincoln. During his lifetime, Sandburg was widely regarded as a major figure of contemporary literature. So he is a well-known man in America, where each and everybody knows about him, and he will be regarded, especially for volumes of his collected verses. So what he did, he collected all the verse and he put it as Chicago Poems in 1916, Corn Husker in 1918, and Smoke and Steel in 1920. He enjoyed unreal appeal to the poet in his days, perhaps because of his breadth of his experience connected him with so many strands of American life. So he lived a very good American, and he had an opportunity to mingle with all the American people. So although he was born up in Sweden, but now he's been settled down in America. So he changed himself like an American life, and at his death in 19, so till his death he was living in America. The president, Lyndon B. Johnson, observed. So the president talks about him. Carol Sandburg was more than the voice of America. He is a person, he is a voice. Whatever he talks about America will be the truth, and it will be a very good reason. More than the poet of his strength and genuine. So whatever he writes, it will be genuine, means with truthfulness, the correct. He was American, so you can see. So the people, and you can identify them. So now we are going to the poem on page number 161. So see, you can look the father and the son. How many of you, I don't know, who had an opportunity to have this throwing and catching of his son? So nowadays what happened, the people are very much attached to the family. So here every parent is anxious about his welfare of his daughter or son. Not only he talks about if there is no son in my family. So one girl asked me like that, So I am the only girl in the family, sir. How can I be there? So you have to, you have got an opportunity to be alone like that. Means let it be. You love your daddy. You love your father. He is your role model for everything. So parents express their anxiety by advising them. So parents always they will be having a mind of advising, don't do this, don't do that, don't go out. So they will be. So that is all for our well-being and it is all for a benefit. They don't want their children to be thrown away or talked about outside. What kind of advice do you frequently? So many of us we receive the advices. So let us go to the poem now. A father sees his son nearing manhood. So you are all now in the stage of reaching the manhood. So after the finishing of studies, college studies, you go get into your manful life. So he's seeing the boy be growing, all the changes in his life. What shall he tell that son? So he is asking question, what advice can I give to my son? So he is with me and I have seen him grown up and now he is in like a man with all mistakes and other things, grown up with gigantic figure and other things. So what can I do? So what can I tell him? So I am going to tell only this. Life is hard. Be still, be a rock. So first advice what he says is, life is very hard only. It is not very easy. You may see me. So and you have lived a very good easy life. But life is really hard. It is like a steel, hard. So you cannot break a steel very easy. And it is also like a rock where you can engard or you can carve things. So all this might stand him from the storm. So here he talks about the place where you are. So whatever storm, whatever things come, these three things will not be destroyed. They will be there forever. The three things. One is your hard work and next is steel and rock. So whatever storm may come. So that is why we say that to build a house on the top of a hill. So what happens? Whatever the storm or flood or whatever may come, it will not touch us and we will be safe there. And serve him for hammered autonomy. So you are going to live a life alone. So only for certain period the parents will be with us. After that they will be leaving us and we have to follow our own way and we have to stand on our own legs. Monetary means we are living a life which is single and guide him among sudden betrayals. So people may betray us. So betrayal means talking about us and they may leave us. They will leave us that and tighten him from slack movement. So you have to slacken yourself. Don't be in a slack movement. Always be brisk. Always be alert of your thing. So life is soft. See the controversy. First he says that life is hard, but again giving another advice that don't think that it is always hard. It's like a soft loam. The loam means the soil where things grow. So the loose soil. So before the plantation, what they do is they used to plow the field to make the sand loose, to make the soil loam. Be gentle. Go easy. So like to live your life, gentle life. Don't always be in a tensioned mood or always be angrily. So be gentle with all the things. What all God has given us, we should have the attitude. Go easy. Don't think very hard. So life is very easy for us to move. It's not a very hard or a very great thing for us. And this too might serve him. So the three things, that is life with soft loam and gentleness and taking our life very easy. It will serve him. Roots have been gentle where lashes fail. So what happened? So sometimes we will be getting lashes. So sometimes we will be put into sickness. So sometimes we will be put in the situation where we will be in a very, very, very bad situation. But still, we have to come away, my son. the growth of a frail flower in the pathway. So what happened? He talks about a flower which has been growing in the eye of the mountain. So in the what happened, and the crack of the mountain, there will be seeds there by the birds and other things. What happened? And after that it started to grow. As it grows, what happened? The roots of the small plant will be going in the rock, and it can also break the rock, split the rock. So a tough will count. So does desire. So what we desire, what we are going to do. So does the rich soft waiting. Without rich want nothing arrives. So don't think that only money can make things. People they think that only when you are rich you can do and you can attain or you can be flourishing. No. Money is not that. See? Tell him too much money has killed men. So you would have seen many newses where a very rich person, they try to end up their life because of the money. So which will not help them. Money will not help a person to live alive. So what happens is you keep it in your mind. So you have to earn. The earning should be truthful and limited, which will be useful to us. And left their dead years before burial. So there is an age for us to get buried. But what happened? The rich people, due to their bad habits and other things, they die in a very young age. You would have seen people, those who are having this bad habits and other things, they have to live, they have to learn, and they have to live. But what happened is, due to the money earning, so many of the people, so money which is being got in an untruthfulness will not stand. The quest of loss behind a few needs. So our needs are very limited. So we used to say that only 3 things are very needed for essential. The basic essential is food and clothing and shelter. So these three things are very essential, but that is enough. So sometimes into dry, threaten worm. So sometimes what happened, we'll be having a thing like that. The poem is very thing one. So I'm going fast. Tell him time. So time is very important. Time and tide wait for no man. So don't waste the time. So when you are having your young age, time is very important. And they take, the fools may say that time is, and they try to waste the time, but that is not the good one. That arrives in imitate and understanding, a world of murmuring. Many fools are like that. Tell him to be alone. So the father is telling the son that be alone often and get at himself, and above all tell him no lies about himself. Don't boast yourself and say that you are the highest position. No, everything is there normal. Each and every person will be having that. So whatever the white lies, so white lies is sometimes we just try to boost ourselves, telling that I got this and that. So don't do like that, and protect front. He may be used against the people. Tell him solitude. So when you are alone, you think a creative type of nature. If he is strong, and final decision are made in silent room. So don't take the decision in a confused manner. When you are growing up or when you are in the life, what happened? You will be having a situation like that. So don't take the decision at once. Wait for some time. Relax your mind and go to a silent room, and then you take it. Tell him to be different from other people. Don't try to imitate people. You are different to other people. Your way of life, the way we live is very different. So try to live a life of your own. It will come natural and easy being different. Let him have lazy days. So some days what happened? He has to take rest. Always going on working is also not good for health. So let him take some lazy days, seeking his deeper motive. So he will be also having his own motiveness in his heart. So I have to become like this to earn and live a life like this in a very greater manner. So leave him to his own motives. Let him seek deep from where he is born natural. So he is born natural things where he has to seek. Then he may understand Shakespeare. So now he talks about the people From the lower level, those who raised up to the very best child. In literature, we speak about Shakespeare. He has written so many poems and books and other dramas and other things, and he has been well known. Still people talk about his play and other things which has been written by him. Next is he talks about the Wright brothers. Wright brothers are the two brothers who were the person who invented the aeroplane. So they were living in a scrap place. So out of that what they did, they made. Next is Pasteur. Louis Pasteur used to say he has he is a very good medicine person, and he has got some medicine. Paulo is a person, and Michael Faraday, he has invented many electrical and free imagination. Because how they got is they have free imagination. Bringing changes into the world. Listening change. So what happened? Don't think that you can change the world. So you have to go by yourself. The world will be that. He will be lonely enough to have time for the work. He knows of his own. So don't go and simply advising your son that he has got his own then, and he will be living his own thing, and all the things what all he thinks will be getting. So but you have to be under the need of your parents. So try to honor your father and mother. They are the person who are whole and soul for your those who brought up, and you are now in the position. So they are giving you all the education and other things. Surely when you go up to a higher position, try to help your father and mother and honor them, respect them, the brothers and sisters, those who are born with you, and you have to uplift them. So dear students, keep this in mind and take your thing. God bless you, be with you, and take all your lessons well, study well, and get ready for examination. Thank you, students.